Is the sweetheart you married the husband you expected him to be? Has the war created new problems for you in your marriage?
In 1885, there was open land in the middle of nowhere at the bottom of Africa with not too much going on other than some farming. In 1886, a guy called George Harrison,
not the guy from the Beatles,
found gold on a farm called Langlaagte, and all hell's been breaking loose ever since. Gold seekers rushed in, started pitching their tents and prospecting, and soon it would become the world's biggest campsite. As more and more gold was found, the camps got spruced up, the systems jacked up, and the people stacked up. Johannesburg would expand quickly, and the foot remains flat down on the pedal, with mine dumps appearing over the city over the years as evidence of the progress. The tented camps soon developed into a tin roof shanty settlement because it seemed like the logical step, I guess, which in turn became an Edwardian-style town and eventually the current sprawling African city that is today's Johannesburg, although there are still lots of tents and shanty towns in the mix. Like any true mining town, hundreds of thousands of fortunes have been made and lost, many backs have been stabbed, and heaven and hell have been found millions of times over. The name's Johannesburg, Joburg for short, JHB when abbreviated. Some happy campers like to call it Josie, though that's a bit like calling it Tilla the Hun Tilly. It just doesn't suit the character. There are 3 million people in Joburg and 10 million in the greater metropolitan area. Although cities like Cairo and Lagos might feel grumpy to hear it, it's undoubtedly the economic powerhouse of Africa. This comes with a price to pay though. There's so much turmoil above South Africa on the map, and within it too, that it feels like there's a constant, immovable weight on the country's shoulders. You know that image of Atlas holding the world above his head? Now imagine that same thing with woodpeckers and piranhas pecking and snapping at his sides and ankles. That's South Africa, and right at the heart is Joburg, Egoli, the city of gold, the engine room. For everything that it faces, it's definitely a strong heart and a strong body. It goes through so many traumas and comes out on the other side that the bad things simply become battles and skirmishes in a war that, whatever the cost, the city must win. It's a young city, and if gold had never been found, it wouldn't even be here. There's trauma, riches, despair, and magic, both black and white, the magic I mean, all around, all the time. And of course, as anywhere, most of the money isn't with most of the people. You'll see cars like this and this coming out of mansions like this, while 1 kilometer away there's 500,000 people living in poverty on top of one another in places like this. And at every intersection between mansions and country clubs, there'll be 10 people with less than nothing pleading for help. With all the hectic and all the good, the city's become slightly unhinged. Red is green, left is right, cops are robbers, and deadlines very, very tight. Everything will be going great. Then your buddy gets shot dead by some drunk guys who stole a gun and nobody gets arrested. Somebody will come into your house one night and shoot your dog, and when you report it to the police, they tell you there's nothing they can do about it and you must go tell the SPCA. You'll be in traffic one day and a guy will get out of his car and shoot another guy in the neck for cutting him off. Then everything's fine for a while. Then babies get raped because people think it's a cure for AIDS, and other people get killed by mobs just because they're foreigners, and drunk drivers kill sober drivers, and cops take bribes and crime pays well and nothing gets better. Then it does for a while, then it doesn't anymore. Then we're hosting the World Cup finals, then we're screwing it up, then we're not. Then someone calls you with a great opportunity and you're up all night working on the proposal and you think to yourself, hey, this is why I'm here. Then the power goes out. Then it comes back on and it's much more expensive, and somebody gets their throat slit in front of their kids for a cell phone, and you look at the trees in the sunset and you think, wow, that's beautiful. Then somebody smashes your window and you didn't see him coming because you were looking at the trees in the sunset. Then another friend gets hijacked. Then your mom. Then everyone's making money. Then they're not. And you go a little crazy and a little more. Then you lose the plot. Then you're angry. Then you're positive. Then you're anxious. And you just want to survive. Then you want to get out and you can't. Then you can and you don't want to anymore. And if you think about everything too much, you start losing your mind because you just want to help. Then you're all over the place and the dogs are barking and nobody from the bank calls you back.
80.
And somebody wants something from you everywhere you go and you just can't give to everyone because you can't.
80.
And you want to and you don't want to and you feel good and you feel bad and you feel lucky and you feel
80.
sad. What?
Just relax.
You're right. Yeah, you're totally right. Welcome to Joburg. Haven't had breakfast yet, so...
The mayor hides the crime rate, councilwoman hesitates, public gets irate, but forgets to vote dates. Weatherman complaining, predicted sun it's raining. Everyone's protesting, boyfriend keeps adjusting. You're not like all of the rest.
It's not about Paris, and we're not going to talk about the fucking, you know, floating down in whatever, the sign on a gondola or some shit.
I mean, South Africa is not a very kind environment. Those who come to Johannesburg, unless they've got relatives and friends with whom they can live for some time, find life very, very difficult.
I'm filming a TV show called Surviving Joburg. And I'm running so late. I'm not going to find it. I don't know.
Most of us made a mistake to come here. You understand?
Traditionally, the public transport system in South Africa in general, and especially Johannesburg, has been second to none. As in, none came first and we came second.
Surviving Joburg, listen, don't succumb to the idea that everybody's your enemy. That's not true.
This fucking country is going down the toilet. You know how long I was in traffic for yesterday? A long time.
For me, in order to thrive, all I have to do is be vigilant.
Business is my story.
The movie that you're doing about Joburg is a movie. It's a real movie. You know what I mean? It's a war movie.
I think Uzi might be my gun.
Good on you, cobber.
Good on you, cubba. You know we belong together. You and me forever and ever. No matter who you are, you're my guiding star. And from the very first moment I saw you, I never felt such emotion. I'm walking on air, just to know you are there. Hold me in your arms, don't let me go. I want to stay forever, closer each day.
What the hell are you singing?
Home and away.
Joe Thompson.